Hey guys, today I'm going to be making a new meatless burger using mostly eggs and oats. Follow along. It's funny how this recipe came along. I'm still working on the recipe, but I think it's at a really strong point at this stage. We were making eggs for breakfast, and I accidentally left the eggs on a little long. They weren't burnt, but they were very cooked. And I was making them in an egg corral. If you don't know what that is, it's just a ring to keep your eggs neat rather than just spilling onto a pan or a griddle. And they rose and got very fluffy, thick, and they were browned on one side. I was cooking with butter instead of oil, and when butter gets really hot, kind of turns brown. Anyway, I ended up flipping the egg and I cooked the other side, and it reminded me of a burger. It kind of had that look to it. It just didn't have that taste. And I thought, well, what if I added more texture to it? What if I add ingredients to make it taste more beefy? Could I make this into a burger? So it was a self-challenge that I gave, that I worked on, and I came up with this recipe. So follow along, see how I do it, and give it a shot. What we're going to use for this recipe today are 2 eggs, some oats. I'm going to be using quick oats, but you could probably use regular rolled oats. It may just have to soak a little bit longer before they're ready. Minced onion, black pepper, minced garlic, smoked paprika, a little bit of salt. And I'm going to add a little bit of beet powder. It's optional. I'm doing this just for color. We're going to get all that mixed up in the bowl, and I'll show you what it looks like. We're going to start with 2 cracked eggs. Now, if you're going to use powdered eggs, you're going to use about a half a cup of powdered eggs and 1/2 a cup of water, and then mix that up. We're going to add 2 tablespoons of quick oats. And like I said, you could probably use rolled oats. It's just gonna, when we're done with this, we're gonna let it sit in the fridge. You may have to let it sit a little bit longer. Rolled oats just take longer to soak in the liquid than quick oats. Next is 1 tablespoon of onion flakes, 1/2 teaspoon of minced garlic, 1 teaspoon of smoked paprika, 1/4 teaspoon of black pepper, 1/8 of a teaspoon of salt, or a good sized pinch. And like I said, optionally, I'm going to be adding 1/2 teaspoon of beet powder just for color, but that's not necessary. And now we're just going to mix all this together. And once this is all mixed up, I'm going to put a bonnet over the top. We're going to cover this and put it in the fridge for about 2 hours. And that's going to give the oats plenty of time to absorb all of this liquid, so it's less eggy. It's going to be more like a batter after it's sat. And although you see the oats now, once this sits in the fridge and has a chance to absorb, everything is going to be fairly well incorporated. You won't really see the oats as much as you do now, and it won't be as eggy. It'll be, like I said, more like a batter. So now that I have that mixed up, I'm going to throw a bonnet over the top just to hold in the moisture so this doesn't dry out. And I'm going to put it in the fridge. And like I said, we're going to let it sit there for about 2 hours. All right, our burger mix I just took out of the fridge. And as you can see, it's all of the oats have absorbed a lot of the liquid. So this is ready to go. And what we're going to do is we're going to pour this into a mold of some kind. You can either use an egg corral. This is typically what I use when I cook eggs, just to keep them nice and round. If you're going to make an egg sandwich, that way it fits perfect on your bread. Today I'm going to use crumpet rings. These are 4-inch crumpet rings. So You can use anything. You could even use a biscuit cutter if it was big enough. These are 4 inches, so these are the right size for like a burger patty. So make sure whatever it is that you use, you oil up real good, because we are cooking eggs in these and they'll stick if you don't have these greased up. So let's move all of this over to the griddle. I'm gonna make sure I've got a little bit of grease or oil on my griddle to make sure that the egg doesn't stick to that. And we'll start cooking these burgers up. Okay, I don't have as much control as you will over your stovetop temperature, but because we are cooking eggs, we want to make sure that you do it on medium to medium low. And I'm going to put half the ingredients in one ring and half in the other ring. All right, and then I'm just going to move them around so that they fill that ring up. And we're going to let these sit and cook. It's probably going to be about, I don't know, we'll take a look at it about 5 minutes per side, but we'll start these at about 5 minutes. Just like when you're cooking eggs, what we're going to do is just keep an eye on them. We don't want to just pick this ring up and try to release them until most of this is actually cooked. And you'll see the color difference and when they're ready. So I'll bring you back when they're at that point and I'll show you what they look like. Okay, we've reached that point, I think, where the ring looks fairly loose and it's very hot. I'm going to take the rings off. And they already smell like I'm grilling burgers on the grill. They have that smell to them. And that's the onion. Now, for people who really don't care for onion, you're probably not going to care for these too much. Okay, I'm going to flip that one over. And I'll flip this one over. Now, these, once they're initially cooked on stovetop, can be wrapped and frozen. And then let's say you're having a summer cookout and you're grilling. These can get put on the grill and reheated that way. You'll get nice grill marks on them. They hold together really well. Like I said, this was an accident in the making and they turned out really pretty good. This combination has a flavor like a burger, but it also has a very juicy, soft texture to it when you're eating it. So it's not like a lot of the dry vegetarian burgers that you get. They're full of beans and grain, and they can be almost dry as a texture. These are very moist and juicy, but we'll see what they look like when they're finished. So I'm going to let these cook a little more on this side. And then I'll flip them probably a couple more times just to make sure they're fully cooked all the way through. And then we'll bring you back to the table. We'll build a couple burgers for me and Marilyn and show you what they look like. And I'll have her give you her honest opinion of how these taste. Well, the burgers are done. I added a little cheddar cheese to both of them. We wanted cheeseburgers. And I didn't really show a good cross section of the patty. I'm gonna get a little messy here. But the patties are all set. I've just got ketchup, mustard, and some pickles for mine. Normally, I'd like to put lettuce and tomato, and of course, this time of the year, we don't have any of that left in the pantry, and that's really what this challenge is all about.
And I stayed old school as well with ketchup, mustard, and pickles. I cut mine in half. I thought that might give you kind of a better idea on what it looks like. To me, these are the equivalent of what you would normally buy in the store for a vegetarian burger, like a Morning Star, as far as thickness. One thing that I like is when he makes these and he doubles the recipe and they come out really thick.
Yeah. The recipe I gave, like like today we used 4-inch crumpet rings. Depending on the size of the ring is going to determine the thickness of your patty, obviously. But if I were to use those rings and we wanted thicker burgers, I would just double the recipe. If you want 8, let's say 4 burgers, quadruple the recipe for this size burger, but thicker. Like if you want 4 really thick burgers, just quadruple the recipe.
Yeah.
But anyway, you're going to take a bite and tell me what you think.
Yep. The thick burgers make me think more of the Gardein Ultimate burgers. Nice and thick and juicy.
They're very juicy, yeah. Yep. When you bite into this, you don't think egg.
And on homemade burger buns, during this pantry challenge, one thing we've said is we have not felt deprived.
No, not at all.
We actually were eating brownies last night.
Yeah.
So
it's not just about what you have in the pantry. It's knowing how to use what you have in the pantry, and coming up with different recipes. Now, this doesn't mean that you have to be a vegetarian. It could be that you're just all out of burgers, but you're having a craving.
Yep.
You know, it doesn't have to be in January either. We could be in August and the neighbor is having a cookout and he says, bring some burgers over, and you don't have anything to bring over, whether you're a vegetarian or maybe you eat regular meat burgers.
Yep.
It's just an alternative. It's something you can throw on the grill, and you should give it a shot. It's super simple. Now, like I said, this recipe is new. It's something I just came up with. I like the flavor. It's very basic. It has a lot of onion in the flavor, but I think that's what really makes it.
And another good option, Lent is coming up for anybody who takes part in Lent. Your kids want a burger and it is during Lent and it's an evening you cannot have meat. This is an option as well to kind of not have the kids know they're not getting what they want, but they're still abiding by what you do. So another great option.
Yep. So if you have any ideas, go ahead and play with this recipe. Change things up. I put bacon bits in it once and let those soak in the fridge along with the oats. And they swelled up and it kind of gave like a bacon burger kind of flavor. You can put in crushed red pepper if you like it spicy. There's a lot of different things that you can add to change up the flavor. So go ahead and play around with it. If you do, comment down below. Let us know what you did to make it your own recipe and what you liked or didn't like about it. And we'll have to give it a shot and see how we like it.
Yep. So we're gonna have our lunch. I've got to get out and grab some more wood for the wood stoves. Temperatures with the wind tonight, they're expecting potentially down to -20 Fahrenheit. So we're gonna make sure that we're all set for that and bundled in. So we'll see you tomorrow. Take care, everybody. Bye.
See ya.